Hello, I'm Dr. Guy Yatros from Dental Sleep Solutions, DS3, and Dental Sleep Medicine Insider Magazine. Today we're going to talk about getting your lives organized. Dental sleep has a lot to do with being organized. There's just a lot of moving parts to dental sleep, and if we can organize our lives, we'll be much more productive. You know, in our organization, we have a lot of things to do. We have calendars, we have tasks, and we get a lot of emails. And I know you all are probably the same in between your patients. Getting our lives organized will help us be more productive at home and in our office. So if we can get these three aspects of our lives in a system that's easy and we don't drop the ball on these things, we'll be much better off down the road. So when we're looking at systems to organize, we want to choose a system and stick with it for a while. Don't have a bunch of different systems. Try to have one or no more than a couple of systems in order to get yourself organized. One of the key features here too is that you need to have access to it at all times. I mean, if it's just access at your office or at home, you need to have a way to be able to pull down your calendar, look at your tasks at various times throughout the day. And we love the cloud-based systems for this, or at the very least, it needs to be able to be synchronized. You need to become familiar with all the moving parts of these systems, how you create folders, how you set priorities, and really learn how to use it for all the aspects of the systems that you choose. I'll tell you the systems that I'm using, but there's a lot of them out there. The key features are pretty much the same on most of them. And then once you get the systems in place, you're going to want to make sure that you start using the systems and make decisions quickly, either respond to things, file them, or delete them is really the key. So we're going to go through this pretty quick. So the calendar is one of the most important features, and I think a lot of people confuse the calendar with tasks. A calendar means that's where you have to be. You need to be there at a certain time or a certain place. So we call these be there events. You don't put your tasks in your calendar. I think that's one of the mistakes we see a lot. We want to have the ability to view all of our calendar appointments on one calendar. We use Google Calendars because you can have multiple calendars. You can view them all at the same time. Regardless of how you do this, you don't need to have multiple calendars. Now, if you're in your office and you have your schedule for your office in one of your dental practice softwares or even in DS3, you may just mark yourself out in your master calendar saying on these days I'm going to be busy in the office, and just mark it on your master calendar there. It's also ideal if you can have other people to add some of your team members if they have want to schedule events for you and so forth, and your wife even or your spouse can add engagements into your calendar. So it's nice that they has that ability. You need to mark out the times, like I said, in your work schedule if you're using a dental or DS3 type software. You need to put the pertinent information into the calendar. I can't tell you the number of times I'll have an employee or one of my teammates, where's the call-in number for that meeting, or what time is the flight leave, and just putting that you have something in the calendar is not good enough. Put all the details that you're going to need, the address for the event, the codes for call-in conference calls and things like that. Go right into the calendar. That way you don't have to be looking for it 2-3 months down the road whenever this event comes up. I love the color coding options in a lot of the calendars that are out there. And most of them have the ability to set reminders. And I look at my calendar all the time, so I don't need the reminders quite as much. But if you're the kind of person who's not doing this, then set the reminders to appear a week before, an hour before, whatever's appropriate so that you won't forget. So again, calendars are be there type events. And if you look here in the Google Calendar that we use, we want to have all the information. Here's where the meeting is, more descriptive about it, the time of it, who else is coming to the event, and again, we can use some color coding as we want to make these events show up more. So again, here's maybe an example of my personal calendar, but I can also view my work calendar at the same place. And again, you've got to be able to see both on one calendar. If you have multiple calendars, that's one of the big mistakes that I think a lot of people make, and then they end up not getting to their events or they miss something. Again, calendars be there. It's not to be confused with tasks. And tasks, oh my gosh, one of the reasons I decided to do this little piece, I was looking at some of my employees' tasks, and here was one of my employees' tasks. She had 45 overdue tasks, if not more there. And this is no way to live. I mean, this is going to cause you a lot of stress if you look at your list of tasks and things to do. Years ago, I had a big legal pad, and I had everything I was ever going to do in my whole life on that pad. And you look at that, what does it do? It makes you stressed. You see, wow, I've got 150 tasks to do, and you don't even know where to start. I think the key thing here is each task needs to be associated with a date. And if we can realistically put on our task the things that we're going to do for today, and we're not going to get to it, move it to another day, it won't cause us that stress. And again, you can see that at the end we're checked off and we're happy. So what kind of tasks are we talking about here? The tasks that I need to do. But there's also tasks that maybe I've assigned to someone else and I want to make sure it got accomplished. I'll put those in my task. So if I ask the team member to do get something ready for a lecture that we have, and it's due a week from today, then a week from today I'll put in my task to see if it's gotten accomplished, and that way we don't have to worry about it falling through the cracks. Ideally, if you can also have a system where others can add tasks for you, DS3, we allow that in our task management system. So I'm consistently giving tasks to my teammates and my other members of my staff to follow up on patients and so forth. If you have the ability to sort these by due date, at the very least you need that so that we don't have to look at tasks that aren't due today and it just causes us stress. If it has the ability to sort by priority, then I usually make that second. So everything that I see on today's task list are needed to be done today, and then we have a way of ordering those from the most urgent to the least urgent. Again, don't put the task down. I don't like to see this 45 overdue task. At the end of the day, if I don't get to a task, I'm going to move it to another day. I think that's the key to decreasing the stress. So I don't want to look at 45 undue tasks. I look at my tasks, and if I can't get this accomplished today, I'm going to move it to a day tomorrow, the next day, next week, whenever's appropriate time that I know I can get to it. That way I can forget about it. I don't have to worry that I'm going to forget to do that by a specific time. And again, DS3, we do this really nicely. As you know, we can put patients' names associated with tasks, and we can assign them to our team members. And if you're not using this feature, if you're using DS3, to me it's one of the best features, because we used to have to do a lot of communication, walking up and down the halls, talking to my team members, and now we can just assign to follow up on a sleep test, to call a patient, see how they're doing, and my team assigns them to me, and I assign them to them. I also use a task feature called Remember the Milk, and there's many of them out there, but this is what I use for my personal tasks. And again, every day I come in and I look at my tasks. I have folders that you can create with your team members. If I assign them tasks, I can put them here. I have shopping lists. And getting familiar with your particular task manager is important. Again, I can access this from my phone or anywhere. So I'm consistently looking at my tasks and trying to check them off. And at the end of the day, they're all going to be completed or moved, and I can sit back and say, all right, I'm ready to relax a little bit now. Finally, we'll talk about email very quickly. You need to have the ability to view all the emails that you get at one location. If you have multiple emails, then you need to be able to set up your computer so you can view them all from one location, not have to open up 25 different browsers and things to view them. You've got to create folders and subfolders for these things and file them appropriately. One of our team members, we were looking at some things on his computer, and I saw this wasn't his, but it was pretty close to his. I think there was like 4,000 things in his inbox. My gosh, is that not going to cause you stress every time you open up your inbox and look at it? The inbox is just that. That's your mail. That would be like leaving all of your mail in your actual physical mailbox outside in your driveway. Once we receive these things, we got to react quickly to them and file them or act on them appropriately, and let's get them out of our inbox. The inbox is just for things coming in. So, very quickly, if we decide, are we going to actually read this or delete it? If it's spam, then just go ahead and delete it, or are we going to read it? If we're going to read it, do we going to respond now, forward it, or are we going to file it to follow up on later? And that's where your folders come in place. And in Google here, you can create folders and subfolders. I even have follow-up high priority, follow-up low priority folders with various team members and other things that I do for properties and work and everything that you need there. You can file these things away so your inbox doesn't look like that. So hope that was beneficial. If you get organized, it will make your life so much better. You don't look at your thousands of inbox emails to be read, all the tasks there to stress you. And if you can organize it in the manner we just described, I think you'll be more productive and you'll have a happier, more fulfilling workplace. I hope that was helpful. We appreciate you listening to this video and reading Dental Sleep Medicine Insider from Dental Sleep Solutions and DS3. Thanks a lot.